So today I've got a PS5 for no power. This one right here doesn't turn on at all. So let's take it apart and see what we can figure out. All right, so I had a chance to take this PlayStation 5 apart. And the first thing that stood out to me is the fan. The fan is extremely dirty. There's a lot of dust, which I think is natural over time, but there is a lot of dust and that can cause overheating. Not only is it on the fan, but it's also in the part of the PlayStation where the fan slots into. These are vents that are supposed to release heat. That's also covered with dust. So one thing I want to do before I put this PlayStation back together is clean it up. But like I said, everything looks to be fine. So what I can do next is test power supply. And if power supply doesn't work, I'll probably just end up replacing that. Okay, so here's our old power supply. Here's our new one. You can tell by the fact that our new power supply doesn't have any dust and our old one is practically covered in it. So I want to go to plug this in like I did the last one. And the steps are pretty much the same. I'm going to take my power supply. I guess I don't have to press power button anyway because nothing is plugged in, but I should be getting 12 volts with my power cord plugged in. I should be getting 12 volts from my power supply. So let's check and see. Black probe, red probe. And I am getting negative 11.97 volts. So 11.97 is actually a bit shy of 12, but that's perfect. That is not an issue. I think the only issue is the fact that it's negative. So if you're getting a negative reading, don't panic. I would just say switch them around. And if you switch them around, you should get a positive 11.97. I think that occurred because I had my ground on my power pin and my power pin on my ground pin. So I got a negative reading. But I am glad to say that it seems as though, or I believe that if I plug in my PS5 motherboard and I put this thing back together, everything will work as it should. I think our issue was a bad power supply, and I think that we no longer have that issue anymore. So let's just check it out and see. All right, so I had a chance to clean up the system. I cleaned up the fan just enough, and now I want to power it on. So there's that power button. I didn't hear a beep. I don't know why I didn't hear a beep, but I didn't hear one. Yet it powered on, and that makes me happy. So fan is spinning, blue light is blinking. It should go white pretty soon, hopefully. And you guys won't be able to see it, but I've got something up on the screen. So in the end, it ended up being power supply. We tested home button. We tested power button. We tested USB-C and USB-A. We tested our light source, our LED. And then we even did like a board diagnostic where we just looked over the board and said, okay, what could be our issue? And everything looked good. So that led us to power supply. We ended up replacing power supply. And luckily our PlayStation 5 turned it back on. Hey, if you liked the video, if you learned something, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, you guys have a great rest of your day.